Hi, I'm Ollie. This is for battlerap.com, and we have.
So,
Okay, so you just beat Cee Major in your title match,
yeah.
and it was what's been called a classic, and maybe the best title match of all time.
Maybe.
What sticks out in your mind from that battle?
Mainly like his bars, because my bars are always going to stick in my mind because I have to remember them. So it's just like a lot of his bars stick in my mind, and just like the general vibe was like super good.
Yeah.
It's like people were like really hyped, like more hyped than I thought they would be for the battle, because I thought the crowd would mainly be like Lunar. But a lot of people came out to see me and Cee as well, so it was really hyped. And it was like the best format I've ever battled in as well, because you had the feel of the pit, like being surrounded or whatever.
Do you think it was the best showcase for Don't Flop in the UK so far?
In terms of event quality, in terms of like the matchups, there's probably been like better. I think maybe Fifth Birthday was slightly better, but in terms of like atmosphere and venue and all that stuff, I feel like probably, because we just like completely packed out Ministry, like 1,100 people. Like the venue was like incredible, the atmosphere was amazing. So probably if you're talking about overall quality event, then probably.
Yeah, I think like to say that you've had quite a different journey throughout battle rap than most people in Don't Flop, from getting banned to then winning the title match. At what point in your battle rap career did you see that the title was something that you could grasp, and that something from getting banned to then winning the title is quite a different journey?
I didn't really have any aspirations to like win the title. It was something that was then sort of when it became like a viable opportunity. It's pretty cool. Like it opens up like a lot of opportunities, like internationally and like for battles here, like for big international battles. So yeah, when it became like a viable opportunity, just sort of realised that it was something I could go for, and then they offered me the battle with Cee when Tony abdicated, and I didn't really think too much before taking it.
In that battle with Cee, you said something about this battle only happened because we'd been arranged before and it would have been something else. How much of that do you think is true, and how much of that was just a nasty bar?
I think like I feel like if Tony D didn't abdicate and they were going to give anyone a title shot, there's a decent chance that I would have been offered it. I don't know if I would have taken it if it was Tony D, because we're pretty cool and neither of us really want to battle each other. I do feel like it is more likely that they would have tried to set up me versus Tony D before they set up like me versus Cee Major. And I feel like the fact that we were set up was like extremely like convenient for Don't Flop.
Yeah.
Because like Cee Major's arguably like the number 2 or number 3 contender or whatever, if you're looking at a list of viable contenders.
There's a couple like Dialect and a couple
Dialect,
more
yeah, for sure. I think Cee is like an extremely difficult battle. Like maybe the hardest one out of all like the viable contenders. So it was tough. Like for
with what you said about Tony, do you think now you being title holder, do you think you can do different things with that title than what Tony was doing with it?
Do you mean like more like battles abroad and stuff?
Battles abroad and different opponents.
I mean,
as
I think
well.
I already battle abroad like a fair man. That's not going to change at all. As far as opponents go, it's not up to me. Like, I don't get to decide like who battles for the title. It's just going to be up to Don't Flop, whoever the next contender is, or just battle whoever the best guy is at the time. I feel like I'm just going to keep doing my thing, like, and the title is just going to help me do my thing on like a bigger scale.
And who do you really not want to battle for the title?
I don't want Tony to come back and be like, start calling me out.
Do you think that could be something down the line that would happen?
Nah, because that's not the type of guy he is.
Nah, he's not at all. Yeah. Do you think that when you look at the Don't Flop title, it's been down south for a long time. Do you think that the title now being in Scotland, do you think that'll change things for Scottish battle rap and for the scene up here, or is it going to stay down there still?
I really hope that Scottish battle rap gets more shine than it currently does, because there's actually a lot of dudes with like a lot of talent. Like in the low pressure battle, I listed off like a bunch of dudes up here who are like really good, like that could be absolutely crushing like Don't Flop, especially now because the volume of tryouts are much higher. Like there's a lot more tryouts than there were back when. So yeah, and obviously when the volume of anything goes up, the overall standard decreases slightly.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people are like literally just starting out, like never rap before, never battle before, and getting to like try it and don't flop, which is cool. Like we all did that in 2010.
Yeah, that's
so it's not
true.
like a problem with that, but we've got like a lot of people up here who have literally been battling since like 2010, who are very like seasoned, like know what they're doing, and could really do well and don't flop, like given the current climate or whatever. So I hope so. Yeah.
One thing that people always say about you is your writing, and that's kind of the thing that if you were to pick one thing about you, that would be what you'd say was your shining point. What is the writing process for you, and how long does it take, and even like where do you write?
So like when I write, I spend like a lot less time thinking about bars and a lot more time thinking about like overall strategy and stuff of the battle. So like the first thing I do is I draw like I write two things at the top of a page, like offense and defense. So offensive angles and defensive angles.
That's really cool.
And then expand on them and think about where the best place to put them is. If I think someone's very, very likely to take an angle, then I'll put the defensive stuff in the third to try and like completely negate. So and just a lot of other like strategy things that are very like opponent specific. So I think my writing process is slightly different than other people in a sense that I put more emphasis on actual thinking about overall what I want to do with the battle rather than just sitting down and writing like the best bars I can.
So you always write in a pen and a pad rather than in your phone?
I write notes with a pen and a pad, and I write my bars in Facebook notes.
Really?
Yeah, every bar I've ever done
is on Facebook?
Right back to, I have 142 Facebook notes.
Really? I didn't even know you could do Facebook notes like that.
Everyone always says that. Yeah, you can. So I can access it like everywhere.
Yeah. What's a bar that somebody said against you that you wish you'd written? Like one that's really stuck out?
The Cee Major one, where he was like, "Your boy with the death note, that's light."
Yeah.
Because I could have used that. Like I could have just used like the light. Like I could have literally just flipped it like, "I'm the boy with the death note, but you're light," or something like that. Or you take an L like when even if I'm light, or something like that. Like word it like that. It's such like a sick flip.
Yeah.
Like on, it's sick. I wish I had thought of that. Shout out Cee Major.
With how often Tony defended it, do you think you'll defend it in a similar manner, and how long do you think you can see yourself keeping it for? Long time, baby. Forever.
No, I don't know.
Till death.
It's just whatever. Like the thing is, like I think they might have to start like doing rematches for the title, because Tony, if you look at Tony's defenses are super like tough defenses.
Yeah, so
like
there's people that he defended it against that could
like he
come
battled
at you,
like complete savages like O'Shea, and then Definition, they battled Chris, and they battled Unanimous. Like that's a lot of people, like a lot of like really, really high level people to defend against.
Yeah.
The problem now is like coming up with like viable contenders. There are a few like Ognios Dialect, and then you start looking abroad or whatever. But what I don't want is like I want like to defend against the same quality of guys that Tony defended against.
That's interesting that you say abroad. Do you think that there's a platform in which the Don't Flop title could be defended abroad?
Oh, sorry. Do you mean actually defend the title abroad? No,
or do you mean
like
abroad,
against like opponents from abroad? No, I think the title match will always be. I don't think they'll ever do a title match in Don't Flop USA. Or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just not got the same pool right now. I mean, like hypothetically, in a few years or whatever, if Don't Flop USA like completely blows up and they can pull like 800, 900 people crowds and do like a mega card over there, then yeah, 100% it's possible.
And how do you feel about that? Somebody coming in from a different league to battle you on your league for your title?
I think it's pretty cool.
Do you think it's fair? Do you think?
Yeah. I mean, they did it in King of the Dot, like, right? They had Disaster was a champ for a while.
You kind of just view Britain as more.
I think the entire scene is like just becoming more like a global scene now, rather than like Don't Flop is particularly insular from like other scenes, which is why we're able to like do so well financially and stuff. We have like a lot of support, like specifically in the UK, which is good because it's insular, and our style of battle rap in general is like a lot more like UK friendly than it is like global friendly, and
almost like a niche.
Lends itself to like in jokes and a specific type of humor that you don't really see in other battle leagues. But yeah, the way the battle rap's moving, it's just becoming more like one like global scene. It's not like it was like when I started. Like if you got an international battle, like that was like
massive. Fuck.
Like
when you battled 24/7 years ago.
Talk about that
Sorry about that. When you look at the Cee battle, a lot of people are saying classic, and a lot of people are saying that it was the best title match of all time. But people aren't really mentioning results that much. Like, do you think that it was like a clear wash victory? No.
Like when before the battle was announced, like I thought he had won and he thought I had won.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we both said like he went up to me and he was like, "Good shit, man. Like, congrats." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Congrats, you won." And he was like, "Nah, you won." And we were just like,
"How do you think?
I guess we'll see."
How do you think the choke affected it? Do you think that made much of a difference?
Clearly
or
not, man. Like,
not at all. But to you,
I don't know. It upset me, especially in the first round, because I practiced my first round more than any other round, and that was the round like when I was running through my bars that I would never have any slip ups on. Like I would always like my second and third bar would sometimes have to take like 2 seconds to think of the next bar or repeat the last bar or something. My first round, I'd literally always do like completely flawlessly.
I heard it flawlessly 10 minutes before, and that was the most annoying part of it. Was like,
it was super annoying.
Why did you not choke outside?
The problem is, it's like I think of things. The way I memorize is like transitions. So like when the rhyme scheme switches, I'll take the last bar of the previous rhyme scheme and the first bar of the next rhyme scheme, and just repeat them like literally like 20 times or something. Like repeat those 2 bars 20 times rather than doing the whole scheme. Because it's actually quite easy to memorize like a scheme if it's all in the same rhyme scheme. Just it's the way memory works, the same way like people can memorize like cards when they put them up through a house because they relate things to. If it's all like on a related theme or whatever, it's very easy to remember. But transitions are like what's difficult for people. Like you'll never see people choke on like the 6th bar of like an 8-bar rhyme scheme or whatever.
Yeah, true.
But like you always, most people choke like when the rhyme scheme switches. So I put a lot of emphasis on like the transitions between the rhyme schemes.
So kind of like a cheat code to get yourself through each one.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and like a little slide down into the next one.
Yeah. So when Cee like walked off to get the water or whatever, and then I called him back, I was like, "Ah, fuck." Because if you actually watch the battle,
I know what you mean. I know exactly.
I actually start saying the next bar, like as he's walking off. Like, I say the first 3 words of the next bar, and then he walks off, and I'm like, and I like say, "Yo,
where are you going?"
Yeah. And then I'm like, shouldn't have said that. Should have just kept rapping.
Yeah, fucked it.
fucked it. Man.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm Ollie. This was for battlerap.com, and you can find Soul on @SoulWasTaken. Shit.
Social media @SoulWasShit.
Soul was taken. Yeah.
@SoulWasShitter.com. Nah, it's @SoulWasTaken on Twitter.
Yeah.
Follow me on there if you so please.
Thank you.